councillors, staff, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first meeting of the 2024-2028 Council. My name is Matt Hyde, Chief Executive Officer. In accordance with Council's governance rules, I will chair this meeting until the Mayor has been elected. I begin with an acknowledgement of country. Wodonga Council acknowledges the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the first peoples of the country. We acknowledge them as the traditional owners and custodians across various lands. We pay respects to their ancestors, elders, children and young people. We acknowledge the strength and resilience of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and recognise their continuous connections to lands, waters and communities across the country. Move to item 2, councillors. Apologies, leaves of absence and request for attendance by electronic means. Given there are no apologies from councillors nor any requests to attend by electronic means, I'll just note that we have 2 apologies from officers Dina Bleckett, Director of Community and Corporate Services, and Leon Schultz, Director of Investment and Growth. Councillors, unless there's any other requests for leave of absence for a future council meeting, I'll proceed to item 3. So item 3, declarations of conflict of interest. Councillors, the election of Mayor and the election of Deputy Mayor are both exempt from the conflict of interest provisions. On that basis, unless we have any urgent business proposed, I will move to the next item of business. Okay, councillors, item 4.1, the first item on the agenda for the oath and affirmation of office. Councillors, there's a recommendation on page 5 of your agenda. Could I have someone move a motion? Councillor Goebel, Councillor Hall. Unless anyone wishes to speak against that motion, I'll put that motion. Councillors, vote. Raise your hand. Yes. Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you, councillors. That's carried unanimously. Okay, councillors, moving to item 4.2, the election of the Mayor. Prior to conducting the election, the council is required to determine by resolution whether the Mayor will be elected for the term of 1 or 2 years. Would someone like to move the motion? Councillor Hall.
I'd like to move an alternative to make it 1 year.
So the term of office for Mayor be 1 year, moved by Councillor Hall. Can I have a seconder? Yes, thank you, Councillor Knight. Okay, I would like to invite Councillor Hall to speak to that.
Okay, I think 1 year in the scheme of things with the new council, I think it's got to see how the elected Mayor performs over the next year, and I think being in the council, I think that's important. Look, if they choose to, if they do well, and I suppose the council chooses that they continue to be in that seat, then they'll probably get re-elected, but it does give the opportunity for someone else to put their hand up for election in 12 months.
Thank you, Councillor Hall. Councillor Knight? Very 100%. Thank you, Councillor Knight. Does any other councillor want to speak to this? No. Okay, given that, I'll put the motion that the term of office for the Mayor be 1 year. And that's unanimous. Thank you, councillors. We now proceed to the election of the Mayor. I'll call for nominations.
Thank you.
Councillor Cowan.
I would like to nominate Councillor Michael Goldman, please.
Okay. And Councillor Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Seymour. And Councillor Goebel, do you accept that?
I accept the nomination.
Any other nominations for me? Councillor Hall?
Councillor Olga.
And a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Knight. And Councillor Quilty, do you accept that nomination?
I accept the nominations, thank you.
Any other nominations for Mayor? Okay. Given that we have two nominations, a vote must be taken. Prior to the vote, I will invite each councillor to speak. Based on our previous agreement, councillors can speak just once for up to 3 minutes. Okay, so in the order that they were nominated, Councillor Goble.
Sorry, Matt. Prior to us getting started, we've just had an issue with the... So we've got Mason here.
Would you like to adjourn the meeting? Yes, okay. Councillors, I'll move to adjourn the meeting for 15 minutes while we resolve the technical issues. Can someone move that? Sorry.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Councillor Aldridge, and seconded by Councillor Seymour. Can we have a vote on that? And that's unanimous. Thank you. My apologies, councillors. Councillors, by your agreement, even though it's not 15 minutes, we have fixed the audio issue, and if you're prepared to continue, we will recommence the meeting. Excellent, thank you. It's agreement for that. Thank you. Okay, so I will ask, we have two nominations for Mayor, Councillor Goble and Councillor Quilty. So starting with Councillor Goble, that was moved by Councillor Cowan. Councillor Cowan, would you like to speak first?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, councillors and people in the gallery tonight. It is with great enthusiasm and confidence that I nominate Councillor Michael Goebel for the role of Mayor of Wodonga Council. Councillor Goebel exemplifies the qualities we need in our city's leader: vision, collaboration and dedication to the best future for Wodonga. Councillor Goebel's successful professional background in corporate leadership demonstrates his ability to lead collaboratively and with purpose. His background has instilled in him a positive problem-solving mindset and capacity to deliver results. Councillor Goebel is a strategic thinker who combines innovation with practicality and will be focused on outcomes that benefit both the present and future of Wodonga. Beyond his professional expertise, Councillor Goebel is deeply committed to this community. He understands the value of listening, engaging, and has already successfully built constructive working relationships within local government and with external stakeholders. Councillor Goebel's collaborative approach will ensure that council decisions are inclusive and transparent and aligning with the needs and aspirations of our diverse community. As Mayor, Councillor Goebel will bring integrity, foresight and a genuine passion for Wodonga's progress. His leadership will inspire confidence in our council and our community as we work together to achieve sustainable growth and resilience. It is a great honour to put forward Councillor Goebel for Mayor, knowing he will serve Wodonga with dedication and distinction. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cowan. Councillor Seymour was seconder. Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah. My support for Michael in his mayoral candidacy is based on a number of elements. Having worked closely with Michael for a number of years and seeing his professionalism, tenacity and unwavering advocacy for the betterment of the municipality has been one of those key elements. His ability to allocate the time and effort into the role is vital for a positive outcome for Wodonga. His can-do attitude brings a refreshing energy that I believe was a call from our constituents in evidenced in the election and so many new fresh faces on council. And I believe that you can effectively spearhead represent Wodonga with distinction in the community, but also at state and federal and government levels. And I believe you're ready to lead Wodonga in a positive role. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Seymour. Councillor Goebel, would you like to speak?
Just to thank both Councillor Cowan and Councillor Seymour for their very generous nominations of me, and I accept them very humbly. Thank you.
Thank you. Would any other councillor like to speak on Councillor Goebel's nomination? Okay. Okay, we'll move to the second nominee, Councillor Quilty, nominated by Councillor Hall. Councillor Hall, would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you. Mine's more of a simple approach to what I have to say, but Councillor Quilty and myself have been councillors for the previous 4-year term. Her knowledge of accountancy, finances and her dedication to her position on the Audit and Risk Committee are commendable. Olga has always put her hand up for committee positions freely, when others have had no interest to do so. She was part of a councillor team who were committed to getting council finances into a stronger position going forward, achieve lower rate rises, reduce debt and deliver a remarkable catalogue of community infrastructure. Olga's accountancy background has been a great asset to the councillors when working together on council budget and finances, and has always been appreciated by those who work with her. A council with 4 years experience should never be discarded lightly. With this experience brings knowledge that cannot be learnt overnight. This is why I believe prior experience as a councillor, if possible, should be mandatory when taking the leadership position of a mayor and or a deputy. I say this from lived experience and from discussions with others in authority. Councillor Quinn is one of the most honest people I know and is principled. I say these words are often thrown around without enough importance placed on them as being true. In Councillor Olga's case, from my experience, she's always been true and admirable traits that I believe are desired traits needed to be a councillor, to be a mayor. Councillors instil a huge amount of trust in leadership role of mayor and deputy mayor. We absolutely need to trust our mayor, someone who will inform councillors and keep them in the loop. Without that trust, relationships will break down very quickly. Olga is a level-headed and can assess issues rationally and with maturity. She's not about pushing her own agenda or that of others. She isn't the sort of councillor, like myself, that would overpromise to the community and then not be able to deliver. People don't respect that. Olga doesn't have any concerning conflicts of interest that I'm aware of, and which could be problematic and impede her performance in taking the position of mayor up. I fully endorse Councillor Coorte for her position of mayor for Wodonga City Council, and I have full confidence in her being able to take this role on behalf of the council group and excelling in that going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hall. Councillor Quilty's nomination was seconded by Councillor Knight. Would you like to speak, Councillor Knight?
Yes, I will. It's probably not going to be as eloquent as everybody else's. I haven't written any notes at all, but I've only just met everybody just about here. So Councillor Quilty I knew through her husband, but I've always found her to be honest, forthright, entertaining. She is very diplomatic in how she says things, and I do believe that the experience that she's had from the last 4 years is beneficial. Being a director on a company is not always the best thing for councils, hence why I'm not running for mayor. Self-promotion there. But yeah, I just think that her honesty and integrity and the work that she's put in for the previous 4 years and the work that she's going to do, as well as willing to put her work life on hold, be mayor, is a great sacrifice, and I think we'd be lucky in Wodonga to have her as mayor. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you, Councillor Knight. Councillor Quilty, would you like to speak?
Yes, please. Thank you very much for the nomination, Councillor Hall, and thank you, Councillor Knight, for seconding and for your trust and kind words. I really appreciate that. First of all, in the interest of transparency, I would like to mention that the councillors present here had a council-only unofficial meeting last Saturday on the 16th of November. The purpose of this meeting was for us councillors to get to know each other better and for the candidates to speak to the rest of the councillors, presenting their offer as a potential mayor or a potential deputy mayor. No debate was had at that meeting and no decisions were made at that meeting. Ordinarily, I would not have supported this meeting. However, given the council is new, a lot of councillors are new and don't know each other very well. I went along and went to this meeting. I will make every endeavor to stick to what I said during that meeting and not introduce any new or omit any of the materials I have used, and I call on the other candidates to do the same thing. First of all, I see the three pinnacles in the role of the mayor is leadership, representation and advocacy. And in performing those roles, my commitment to these councils and to you, ratepayers of Wodonga, are transparency, accountability, efficiency and respect. Previous council has left us with a budget that has made it possible for us as a city to function really efficiently, to keep rate rises to a minimum, deliver solid services, maintain our large asset base and pay off large council debt. With this arrangement, Wodonga ratepayers and businesses are looking to thrive without being burdened by unnecessary rate rises, and Wodonga will be more likely to attract any investors.
We have inherited a few important advocacy pieces, such as Hospital Junction Place, to name a couple, which I feel really passionate about promoting. We have also inherited some large projects, such as Logic Estate, which are a great deal of interest to myself and which I promise to endeavor to deal with in the best interest of Wodonga and its residents in mind. The last and not the least point is my independence. I speak a lot of transparency, and during my campaign for council, I have been asked a lot of questions about my political affiliations, so I don't want to leave any stones unturned here, and I will use this opportunity. I'm a member of Libertarian Party of 20 years. I'm also married to Tim Quilty, who served as
Just start to wrap up. Thank you, Councillor Quilty.
who served as an MP. This will not affect my the decisions I have made because Libertarians don't have a party line. And more than that, I'm very aware that if I'm ever forced to make a decision that I will not want to make, I will feel violated, and more importantly, I will be asked to do it again and again and again. And this is not what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Quilty. Would anybody else like to speak to Councillor Quilty's nomination? Oh, I take that as a no. Thank you, councillors. We will now move to the vote. So, councillors, by show of hands, please indicate your vote for the candidate. I will put the names to the vote in the order of which they were nominated. So we'll start with Councillor Goebel. Vote for Councillor Goebel for Mayor, please. We have Councillor Seymour, Councillor Aldridge, Councillor Cowan and Councillor Goebel. Thank you. Okay, votes for Councillor Quilty. Okay. Councillor Knight, Councillor Hall, Councillor Quilty. Thank you, councillors. On that basis, I declare Councillor Goebel Mayor. Congratulations, Mayor Goebel.
Thank you.
Mayor Goebel, would you like to assume the chair? Thank you.
Kevin, I'm sorry to be kicking you out there. Might come back for the water. Thank you.
Maybe he saw you, Libby.
Sorry?
Maybe he saw you.
Oh, okay.
Libby was going to shake your hand, Michael.
I'll have that. Yeah, thank you. Just before kicking off on item 4.3 with councillors' indulgences, I'd just like to make a couple of comments. I'd like to start by just acknowledging the two previous mayors, Mayor Fulton and Mayor Mildrum, and the previous councillors of the last term of council. I'd like to thank them for their hard work and dedication in serving the people of Wodonga. I'd also like to acknowledge two former councillors that are here today, former Councillor Byatt and former mayor, and former Councillor Ross Coyle. I'd also very much like to thank the people of Sumption Gardens who allowed me to be a councillor and be here today. And importantly, I'd like to thank this council group for voting me in as mayor. So it's very much appreciated. I'm very humbled by that. I look forward to working with this group of elected councillors and the CEO in creating great outcomes for the Wodonga community. So having said that, perhaps now we can move to item 4.3, the election of the Deputy Mayor. CEO, would you like to speak to the agenda item at all before we go into it?
No, thank you.
So that being the case, there are two recommendations within 4.3 before councillors. The first one is the office of Deputy Mayor and term of office. And I'll just read it before we proceed to a mover and a seconder that the office of Deputy Mayor be filled and the term of the office be 2 years. And the second recommendation, which we'll deal with after the first, is the election of the Deputy Mayor. So if I could please ask for a mover to that. Thank you, Councillor Hall.
I would like to move the same as the move to one mayor to correspond with the mayor for 1 year.
Which part? The second. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Hall. So you're moving that the office of Deputy Mayor be filled and the term of office be 1 year. Thank you. Could I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor Knight, for the second. That being the case, would you like to speak to that as the mover?
Look, it's just to keep it in line with the election of the mayor. I think that's the most reasonable and proper way to probably go with the term of office unified.
Councillor Knight, would you like to?
Agree with Libby on this one. Keep it the same.
Thank you. I invite any other councillors to ask questions or make comments. So in the absence of that, I'm going to call for a vote on that. So all those in favour? That's carried unanimously. So now to the second item, which is a very important item, the election of the Deputy Mayor. So if I could please call on councillors for nominations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to nominate myself for the position of Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor Courty. A seconder to that motion? Councillor Hall seconding that motion. Thank you very much. I invite Councillor Quilty to speak to that.
Don't I have the other nominations first?
Oh, I beg your pardon, sorry. So any other nominations for Deputy Mayor?
I'd like to nominate Michelle Cowan. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor Aldridge. Any other nominations?
Seconder.
Seconder, thank you, Councillor Seymour. Thank you, Councillor Knight.
Would have permitted.
Yeah. So, Councillor Cowan, if I could just, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Right. Any other nominations? Now we've got that done. Okay, so in the absence of any other nominations, if I could call on Councillor Quilty to speak to her moving of that nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Since I'm the mover and the nominee, do I get 6 minutes?
Good try.
Don't worry, I don't need 6 minutes. Thank you for seconding my nomination. I'm having another go, being voted down as mayor. I would like to propose my candidacy for deputy mayor. It is a support role. It is an important role. Whenever the mayor is not here, deputy mayor steps up and helps out. And whenever the mayor is there, the deputy mayor also helps out. I think it is beneficial for a councillor with prior experience on the council to fulfill this role, at least in the first year, especially if the mayor, notwithstanding the extensive experience outside council, is new and fresh to council. So I'm proposing my help with this role, and I also see in this the opportunity for myself to receive a bit more training and perhaps strive for the role of a mayor in future years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Quilty. Councillor Hall, would you like to speak to it as the seconder?
Because I spoke to Councillor Quilty's nomination for the mayor, all of what I said around Councillor Quilty, spoke to her about the mayor's position, just carries over to the deputy position because I don't see that as being much more different because, as Councillor Courty said, it is a role that fills in for the mayor when the mayor is unavailable, but also it's a support role, and it's. I think it's important that someone with experience can offer that. So yes, I support Olga Courty for the deputy role.
Thank you, Councillor Hall. Would anyone else like to speak to Councillor Quilty's nomination? If not, then if I could call on Councillor Aldridge to speak to her nomination of Councillor Cowan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Goebel. So just before I start, I just want to acknowledge how fortunate we are as a council group tonight for everyone putting up their hands for leadership roles, because everyone here is incredibly worthy, and it's been fantastic getting to know you guys since the election. I'm voting tonight based on the values that I believe that the community will benefit from most, and Michelle Cowan is a very hard worker, and anyone in the community who knows her would recognise that. She is incredibly organised, highly intelligent, and together with Mayor Goebel, they already have they're a proven team already with some of their community advocacy work that they've completed. And I would love to see this team flourish in council. So all the best, Michelle.
Thank you, Councillor Aldridge. Councillor Seymour, would you like to speak to the secondee?
I don't need to speak. Other than, I suppose, backing up what you've said about time allocation and being able to give that time and effort necessary as the support role that may be a little bit needed last minute, maybe if the mayor's unable to perform those duties, having somebody that's available when and when that's necessary. I think Michelle has that ability to give the necessary time. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Seymour. Invite any other councillors to... Councillor, would you like to make any comments?
Thank you, yes, thanks. Thank you for the nomination. I'm deeply humbled by the trust you've placed in me to consider me for Deputy Mayor. And I want to say I'm deeply committed to the future of Wodonga and to the success of this council. And I believe we have the opportunity this term with 5 new councillors and 2 returned councillors to acknowledge and respect the experience that's in the room and to shine a new face on the council. So as Deputy Mayor, I will actively contribute to the activities of the council and support my Mayor and fellow councillors with integrity, impartiality and a steadfast commitment to collaboration. Thank you again for the nomination.
Thank you, Councillor Cowan. Before taking to the vote, I invite any other councillors to ask questions or make comment. All good? Great. So I'm just now calling for a vote, and I'll start in the order in which nominations were made. So in relation to Councillor Quilty's nomination for Deputy Mayor, if I could have a show of hands for those in favour. Thank you. So that's Councillor Quilty, Councillor Hall, Councillor Knight. Thank you. That's 3 votes. And in relation to the nomination for Deputy Mayor for Councillor Cowan, all those in favour? So it's Councillor Cowan, Councillor Seymour, Councillor Aldridge and Councillor Goebel. That's an absolute majority, and I'd like to declare Councillor Cowan as the Deputy Mayor of Wodonga City Council. Congratulations, Councillor Cowan. Councillor Cowan, for any comments you'd like to make?
Again, thank you again for the great honour, and I'm looking forward to fulfilling the role to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Congratulations. And, if I could just make a comment, democracy works best when we've got options, and we've had some great options today, and congratulations to those elected, Councillor Cowan, and thank you very much to the candidates who put their hand up. Thank you. We now have item 5, which is urgent business, and CO, there is no urgent business. So, councillors, is there any urgent business from the council's perspective? No? None? So if that's the case, I'd move to item 6, which is confidential urgent business. Is there any, no CO? No confidential business, urgent business? That being the case, I'd like to close the meeting and thank the attendance of those here today in the gallery, but also those online. Thank you very much appreciated. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, staff. Good night.